You think you forget what you read because your memory is weak. That is not true. You forget because you read without a reason. And the brain does not keep what it does not need. Most people read every day. Books, articles, posts, notes. At the end, they remember almost nothing. So they read more, hoping repetition will fix it. It does not. The real problem is not forgetting. The real problem is passive reading. Ask yourself this honestly. When you read, what are you expecting your brain to do? Just store information like a hard drive? That is not how memory works. Your brain remembers what it thinks will be useful. It deletes the rest to save energy. If reading feels like consumption, your brain treats it like noise. That is why the problem keeps repeating. You read, you feel productive, nothing changes. Then you blame your memory. This is where responsibility comes in. Not blame, awareness. If you do not decide why you are reading, your brain will not decide what to keep. Here is the shift you need to understand. Memory is not about reading more. Memory is about interaction. One simple rule changes everything. Never read without a question. Before you start reading anything, stop for 10 seconds. Ask one clear question you want the text to answer. Not a vague goal, a direct question. For example, how does this help me make better decisions? What problem does this explain? How can I use this today? Why does this work? Because questions give your brain a filter. Now it knows what to look for. Information that answers the question stands out. Everything else fades. While reading, do not highlight everything. That is another form of passive reading. Instead, pause after a paragraph and ask, what did this just tell me in my own words? If you cannot explain it simply, you did not understand it. And if you did not understand it, you cannot remember it. This is uncomfortable. That is why most people avoid it. But discomfort is the signal that learning is happening. One more thing matters. After reading, do not move on immediately. Take 1 minute. Decide one action, one thought, or one example from what you read. Memory strengthens through use, not repetition. Use tells the brain this matters. Notice how simple this system is. Question before reading, explain while reading, apply after reading, no extra tools, no tricks, just awareness. You do not need a better memory. You need to stop reading on autopilot. The next time you open a book or article, do not rush. Ask the question, read to answer it, use what you learn. That is how information turns into knowledge.